Hey, hello everyone. So let's start today coming into a wide-kneed child's pose. You're going to open the knees wide, have the big toes touching next to each other. If your knees are feeling a bit tender, you can always place a blanket between the heels and the sitting bones, giving you a bit more space in the legs. Coming down, stacking hands one on top of the other and resting your forehead to your hands. Let's start by taking a lovely deep breath in through the nose. And out through the nose. And as you concentrate on your breath here, you can make major or minor adjustments to the body, creating space for the torso, space for your spine and your shoulders. Allowing your sitting bones to move down towards the heels, lengthening into the lower back. And now stretching the hands out in front of you and lowering the forehead to the floor. Start to creepy crawly your fingers further forward, at the same time sliding back through the sitting bones. And then walking the arms over to one edge of your mat. Let your neck relax in between here, gently stretching the side body. Let's come to the center and over to the other side. Coming back to the center, and then press the hands firmly into the floor, sliding the hips back. And then from here, rounding into the spine as you lift yourself up into tabletop. Adjust your alignment to bring knees and hands under shoulders and hips, flowing through cat-cow pose. Taking one more round into both movements. And then coming back to center. Let's walk the hands down for puppy pose, lowering the forehead to the mat. As you exhale, allow the fingers to slide a bit further forward. Opening the shoulder blades away from one another. If the space is available, you can lower chest and chin. If that's not available, keep the forehead to the floor. On your inhale, start to walk the hands back in, lifting into tabletop. Let's float the right leg up behind you, flexing into the foot. And then as you exhale, drawing knee to face, face to knee. Inhale to extend, and exhale knee to right upper arm. Inhale, extend, exhale to left upper arm. And inhale, extend. Repeating one more time, knee to face. Inhale, knee to right arm. Inhale, knee to left arm. Inhale, lowering the knee back down to the mat and taking the left leg up. Exhale, knee to face. Inhale, back. Exhale, left upper arm. Inhale, back. Exhale, right upper arm. Inhale, back. Exhale, knee to face. Inhale, exhale, left. Inhale, exhale, right. Inhale, and then releasing the knee back down to the floor. Tucking toes as you lift yourself back and up. Keeping the knees bent in your downward facing dog. Start to work in straightening out that spine. Lifting the hips up and back. Let's shake your head yes. And then shake the head no. Coming to center with a relaxed neck, opening the shoulder blades apart. Heel toe the feet now, stretching through the back of the legs. Sinking both heels down to the floor, lifting the hips up and back. Looking between the hands, take little steps, walking yourself forward, keeping the legs as straight as you can manage. Float onto the fingertips as you lift open through the chest. And then as you exhale, forward fold, lengthening the spine to the earth. You can bend your knees if that feels more appropriate. On the inhale, let's undulate the spine, lifting open through the chest. Hands can come to the shins if you need a bit of extra space. And then exhale to forward fold from the tailbone to the crown. Lifting up one more time, halfway lift, flat back. Reaching through the lower, middle, and upper back. And then keeping that length as you forward fold. Lifting the shoulders away from the ears. Bend the knees now and roll yourself up. Pressing heavily into the heels as you float all the way up to stand. Coming now into Tadasana at the front of your mat. Let's engage into the feet, pressing down the big toe knuckle, the baby toe knuckle, and then the point of the heel. And relax the toes, try not to grip them, lifting your spine up tall. On the inhale breath, let's float the hands to the sky. Lengthening from heel to fingers. Inhale the hands behind you, interlocking fingers here. Draw the shoulder blades together to straighten the arms Opening up through the chest. Be mindful not to arch into the back too intensely. As you exhale, soften the knees to forward fold. Drip the weight forward here. Allow the arms to hang over the back body, your neck and head becoming heavy. Releasing hands to the floor, let's inhale the right leg into lunge. And then inhaling the left hand to the sky, coming into easy twist. Lift up out of that lower hand, squeeze into the back leg. Exhale the hand down to the mat, and then inhale three-legged dog. So float the front leg up and back. Reaching the leg high towards the sky, sliding your chest back towards the thighs. Let's exhale knee to face, face to knee, rounding the upper back. Inhale to lift the leg back up to the sky. Exhale to the left upper arm. Flex the foot. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale to the right upper arm. Inhale, lifting up. And then step the foot forward into lunge. Opening up through the heart center here. On the inhale breath, drop the back knee and float the hands into crescent lunge. Breathing into the space. Exhale, hands to the mat, and inhale, stepping forward into flat back. Exhale to forward fold. Lifting halfway up, undulate the spine, flat back, and exhale to fold. Bend your knees, tuck chin to chest, pressing into the heels and lifting from the shoulders all the way to stand. Open the front body, open the back body. Let's inhale, hands overhead. Exhale the hands behind you, interlock fingers, different finger on top, and then roll the shoulder blades together to open up the chest. Soften into the knees as you forward fold, allowing your arms to hang over the back body. Surrender and soften the fascia here to allow the body to tip towards the earth. Releasing hands to the mat and inhale the left leg into lunge. Let's float the right hand up, easy twist. And then exhale the hand to the mat. Inhale, three-legged dog. Front leg lifts up and back. Lift your foot to the sky, keeping square shoulders. Anchoring down through the standing leg. Exhale, knee to face, face to knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale to right upper arm. Flex that raised foot. And inhale to lift. Exhale to left upper arm. And inhale to lift. Let's step the foot forward into lunge. And drop the back knee to the mat. Inhale, crescent lunge. Lift up out of the lower back. Slide the hips forward as you lift through the chest. Exhale, hands down to the floor, lifting your back knee up and stepping forward, flat back. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway up, undulating the spine, and exhale to fold. One more time, lifting halfway up, reaching from tailbone to crown, lower, middle, and upper back extending, gently dropping all the way down, bend the knees, rolling up. And coming to stand in Tadasana. Let's come into Utkatasana, bending knees. Inhaling to open up through the heart. Draw the hands together at the heart center, twisting now, left elbow to right thigh, and opening up through the chest. Check that the knees are parallel to one another. Inhale to center, hands at the heart, and exhale, twisting to the left. So try not to lean over to the left, but just twisting the chest open, head reaching forward, tailbone reaching back. Let's inhale to the center, and then exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Stepping the right leg back into lunge. Keeping the right hand down, taking the left arm up into twist. Squeeze into the back thigh, really engage that leg, and I'll start to twist the chest open, drawing the back hand towards the floor. Turning the rib cage towards the sky. Releasing the hand back to the mat, and then we're going to lift your front leg up, three-legged dog. Opening up through the heart as you slide your shoulders towards your back leg. Exhale, knee to face, face to knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to upper left arm. Inhale to lift. Exhale to upper right arm. Inhale to lift. And then stepping the foot forward into lunge. Going to come into high lunge this time, floating the chest up and raising hands to the sky. Lift up out of the back heel. Making space for the body. On the inhale, interlocking fingers, pointing forefinger and thumb, and then reaching forward into Superman pose. Bringing the back of the leg, the hips, the back, body, and the arms all at one height. From here, floating forward into Warrior 3. From your Warrior 3, tilt down, bringing hands to the floor and lifting the leg to the sky. Allow the torso to create traction, dripping to the earth. And that's going to make space for that leg to lift a little bit higher. On the inhale breath, opening the chest, flat back, coming onto the tips of the fingers. Let's engage into bandhas now as we draw the back knee up to the chest. Flex your raised foot and use that flex to float the knee to the chest. Arms are very light here. Coming into our figure of 4 chair, bringing hands at the heart and sitting low into the hips. Keep pushing the top knee down a little bit to engage into the glutes. If you want to, you can bring the hand to hold onto the heel and the knee and see if you can get a little bit deeper. Also the option of holding onto your supporting ankle. Let's inhale all the way back up. Hands at the heart, float the knee to the chest, and then releasing the leg into Tadasana. Take a moment to find your alignment here, find your space. And then bending knees, reaching hands up, Utkatasana. Drawing hands together as you sit a little bit lower. Let's twist to the left to begin. Dropping elbow to the outer edge of the thigh. And then pressing your elbow against your leg to help you rotate. Inhale to center and over to the other side. Inhaling to center and then exhale to forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, stepping the left leg back into lunge. Keeping the left hand down, float the right arm up. Draw your thigh and your chest towards one another, and then opening the heart on an inhale by letting the top arm hang over the back body. Exhale the hand to the mat and inhale the front leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to face, face to knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to right upper arm. And inhale to lift. Exhale, knee to left upper arm. Inhale to lift. And then exhale, stepping forward into lunge. Inhaling up, high lunge. Floating away from the floor. Making space in the hip flexors, in the lower back, in the spine. Let's interlock fingers here, reaching the torso forward into Superman pose. Don't lean on your front thigh, keep the activation in the core. Float yourself forward now, warrior three. And then pivoting down to the mat into standing splits. Engaging into that top leg to lift up. And then allowing traction, softening and release into the torso to sink down. Lifting halfway up, flat back. Engage into the bandhas as you float your back knee up to your chest. Arms are very light here. The core is doing most of the work. Hug the knee up to the armpit, using the tummy muscles and flexing the foot. Let's come into our figure of four. Make sure your Ujjayi breath is flowing strong. You can release the hands onto the top leg or onto the bottom leg. Let's inhale, lifting back up to center, float the knee to the chest. And then releasing the foot to the mat into Tadasana. Taking a deep breath here. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk, step or hop into plank. Lowering knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Breathing into the space. On the inhale, floating your right leg to the sky and stepping the foot forward into warrior two. Square the hips, reach the feet away from one another, anchoring through both the baby toe and big toe side of the foot evenly. On the inhale, coming into reclining warrior. And then inhaling forward into Parsvakonasana. Opening up the chest as you rotate to the sky. Taking the bottom hand to the ankle or the mat if that's appropriate for you. Try to sink the hips down in a straight line with the leg and the arm. Let's inhale, back up, warrior two, and then straighten into the front leg. Bring the back foot in, one heel, one toe. Reaching yourself forward into Trikonasana. Rotate the heart center here. Bring your top hand to your hip, looking down at your big toe. Start to soften into the front knee as you float the back leg up, reaching the front hand forward under the shoulder, Ardha Chandrasana. Really kick into your back heel, gently rotating your chest open, rotating your heart open, maybe floating the top hand up if it feels good. You can soften your standing leg to allow some space. Bringing both hands to the mat, you're going to rotate towards the floor. Inhale, extend the head forward, and we're coming into a second round of standing splits. Lifting the back leg to the sky as you reach your head to the earth. On the inhale, open up through the heart onto fingertips, and now bring your back leg to the baby toe side of the front foot. Bending the knee down and coming to sit between the feet, so feet either side of you. We're sitting into Ardha Matsyendrasana. Lift the spine up tall, press your sitting bones into the mat, and lightly draw the knee into the chest. Taking this into a twist now by bringing the right hand behind, and the left elbow can wrap around the shin, or you can drop the elbow to the outside of the thigh. Don't let your right hip come off the floor, anchor it down. Let's inhale to center, gentle de-rotation to the other side, and then facing forward. Stack the knees on top of one another, placing the feet to face behind you into Gomukha Asana. You have the option of just keeping the hands to the floor in front of you, or if you'd like, we'll take the left arm behind the head and the right hand behind the back. You can interlock your fingers here, or just hold onto your shirt. Lift up tall, allowing some space for the arm so that the arm is not pressing into your head. You want your neck to be free. Take a nice breath here, and then exhale to forward fold. On the inhale breath, lifting yourself back up to center. Let's release the hands, stretching out to the side before placing them onto the floor behind you. Coming onto the fingertips behind you, lift open through the chest. Start to arch your spine a little bit, turning the gaze to the sky. And then from here, you're going to unwrap the legs and float the feet up into Navasana, bringing the hands a little bit further back. Keep opening up through the heart. I like to flex into the toes, giving me a bit more space. Find a comfortable spot for the neck, and then sweep the fingers forward. Make sure you're on your sitting bones and not rounding into the sacrum. One more breath here. Let's inhale, straighten, and then pivot the heels down as you lift the chest up, and exhale to forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Inhale, coming back up to center. Cross your ankles in front of you. Let's roll over onto the tops of the feet, pressing the tops of the feet down as you walk, step or hop back into plank. And lowering knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Breathing into the space. On your inhale breath, let's take the left leg to the sky. And exhale to step the foot forward into Warrior Two. Squaring the hips, opening the torso to face the long edge of the mat. Imagine that there was a wall down the long edge and you're trying to open and flatten yourself against that wall. Inhale, reclining warrior. And then pivoting forward into Pasva. Taking it down to space that works for you. Let's inhale, coming back up, Warrior Two, and straighten the front leg. One heel, one toe of the back foot. Reaching forward into Trikonasana. Bringing your hands to your shin your ankle or the mat. Feel as though you are squishing the body between two planes of glass, lengthening both sides, balancing out the weight. Looking down at the front big toe, bring the back hand to the hip. You're going to float forward into Ardha Chandrasana. So soften the front knee as you float the back leg up, bringing the front hand under the shoulder. Really kick into your back heel as you turn the chest open, maybe floating the top hand to the sky if it feels good. Remembering the stronger the raised leg is, the lighter this pose. Let's pivot the hands to the floor, turn the gaze forward, lift through the chest, and then oscillating the leg to the sky as you bring your head to the earth. Seeing you've got a bit more space in this second round of standing split. Let's inhale halfway up. You need to bring your knee, your top knee, to the baby toe side of the standing foot. Lowering the hips all the way to the mat. Making sure that the feet are either side of you. And now press your sitting bone into the floor, lift the chest, and start to squeeze the top knee up at the same time. Moving into the twist, floating the left hand back and the right arm to wrap around the shin. If you've got space in the shoulder, you can pop the elbow to the outside of the thigh. Let's return to the center with a gentle de-rotation. And then back to center. Coming into Gomukha Asana now by stacking both feet behind you and bringing the knees one on top of the other. You can simply forward fold here, or if you'd like to take arches arms, we'll take the right arm behind the head and the left arm behind the back. Interlocking fingers or holding onto a shirt or your towel. Lift open here, make sure the neck is free, and then exhale to fold. Inhale to lift all the way back up. Let's open the top arm to the side, open the bottom arm to the side, creating space. And then the fingertips come behind you. Start to open the chest, moving in the opposite direction of the fold. Going to make your way here into Navasana. Make a bit more space with the fingers. Floating the knees up and bring the hands even further back, lifting through the chest. You're very welcome to keep the fingers on the floor here if you find that appropriate, or sweeping the hands up if that feels better for you. Try to balance on the tip of the sitting bones, engaging the core. Let's inhale to straighten the legs. And as you lower the legs, you lift the spine up, Dandasana, and exhale to forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Inhale, lifting back up to center, and now slowly roll yourself to the floor. Engaging into the legs, rounding into the lower back, slowly, slowly descending using the core muscles. Come all the way down to the floor, and then bending your knees hip distance parallel, quite close into the sitting bones. On the inhale breath, float the hips to the sky for Setu Bandhasana. Walk the shoulders underneath the lower back. You can hold the hands to the floor or interlock the fingers if you've got the space to do that. Make sure the feet are pressing evenly into the mat. Big toe knuckle presses down as much as baby toe knuckle. You're now going to press the weight into the left leg and float the right leg to the sky. Let's gently release the right leg, engage into the right foot as you float the left leg to the sky. Gently release your foot back down, lift the hips, and then open the shoulders, rolling upper, middle, lower, sacrum, and tailbone. Draw the knees to the chest. A little gentle roll from side to side, making space for the spine. Come back to center. Hike your arms lower down the shins, lifting your head to your knees. And then gently releasing. Let's bring it into happy baby. And remember, if separating the feet as wide as the knees doesn't work for you, you can always bring the feet together and open the knees. So you're sort of between a happy baby and a wide knees to chest. If you're happy in your happy baby, you're going to try and kick the heels slightly up as you pull the toes slightly down, and feel how the thigh bones are going to connect into the hip sockets, pressing the lower back flat to the mat. Let's take us into a side leg stretch, bringing one heel out to the side and the other heel into the midline. And then over to the other side. Coming back to the center, hug the knees to the chest, and now placing the feet onto the mat as wide as the mat, so the outer edge lines up with the outer edge of the mat. Let's open the arms into a T shape, and then coming through a gentle windscreen wiper, dropping the legs from one side to the other. And then the next time you move to the right hand side, hold it there. Maybe placing the right foot onto the top leg. Take a nice big breath in through the nose. Sigh through the mouth. Allowing your eyes to close, your body to soften and surrender. release the foot back as wide as the mat, lifting to center before dropping to the other side. Again, you can put the left foot onto the upper leg. Take a nice big inhale through the nose and sigh through the mouth. Release the foot to the floor. Inhale to center. Take the knees into your chest. Rounding into the lower back, creating space for the lumbar, space for the middle and upper backs, and then moving into Shavasana. Bringing your two middle fingers behind the back of the neck, running up either side of the spine, moving into the occipital condyles as you lift the skull up, gently placing the head back down, allowing space for the neck. Bringing the thumbs to the space between the eyebrows as you now run over your eyebrows. Little circle in the temples. Going back to the midline, running one line over the top of the eyebrows, into temples, moving into midline, working your way up the forehead, one more round, right up to the hairline, into the temples, and then running the thumb into the cheekbone, a little bit down into the jaw, massaging wherever you feel that you will need the release, squeezing the earlobe with your thumb and bent forefinger, and then releasing the hands down next to the body. Find a place of stillness, of calm, and surrender. keeping your eyes closed, slowly start to deepen and lengthen your breath. Running your thumb along the tips of your fingers, moving toes, ankles, and wrists. Sliding your feet together and extending your arms overhead, taking a deep, energizing stretch as you yawn or sigh. Bending your knees and rolling onto your side. On your inhale, breath lifting up into a comfortable seated position. Drawing hands together at your heart center. And close the class by chanting Om once and Shanti 3 times, taking a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Raising your hands to your third eye. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Lowering your hands to your lips, to your heart, to your mat, bowing forward in recognition of your practice. Blinking eyes open, inhaling to lift. Namaste.